Hello everyone, welcome back to another Relics of Hyrule video guide video. This one is about the Terminan Forge, as well as the Ancient Enchanter and Alteration Table. I'm just going to get all of them in one swell foop. The crafting equipment of Relics of Hyrule. So, first things first, the Terminan Forge will be the first one that you find. Typically, if you're playing the game normally, this is the first one you'll find. If you're playing with mods, you might find the Ancient Enchanter first, who knows. But, Terminan Forge, sort of a staple, and it's also very centralized. It is east of Rorikstead. It's, whoops, didn't mean to, no, remove it. Okay, it's east of Rorikstead, it's west of Whiterun, so you come to Whiterun, you go west, you'll find Gilker's Monument right here. If you go north, you'll find Terminan Forge. If you have yourself in Rorikstead, if you find yourself in Rorikstead, if you go east, it's right there. It will get marked on your map normally. Wow, she's a boss holding it by the hot end. You'll find a chest. In that chest is an empty wine bottle, just for funsies, just to reference the bottles in Zelda. And Forgotten Note number 2, Forgotten Note number 1 is in Riverwood, and it directs you to the Terminan Forge. And this one says, northeast to the city swallowed by the sea and the Enchanter deep within, or to the island half buried by ash, Tales from the Seas. Terminan Book, and that one's a little more long-winded, but it basically says, it basically tells, story of Termina, and sort of talks about how you could restore the Terminan Shield. I might expand that a little more in the future. And then the Torn Page tells you where you can find Terminan gems. The winds blow cold for the northern summits, Scarred Ravens, Day Springs, Mossy Glen, Dark Waters. Those are the hints for that. This fairy is just kind of here. It's purple fairy, which means it's marking lore. So it's meant to disappear once you take the Terminan Book. Clearly, it is not getting the memo, so I'll try to fix that. But the Terminan Forge, you have the Terminan Forge, but you also have a cooking pot, you have a tent with a bedroll, you have a smelter, you have tanning rack, grindstone. That's still the Terminan Forge. You have a normal anvil. Anything you would need except an Enchanter. There are patches that add them. I'm not going to officially add an Enchanter or an Ancient Enchanter because there's a specific reason that the forges are placed where they are. So there's one Terminan Forge here. There's another Terminan Forge in Solstheim, which is way up here. Is that the edge of Solstheim right there? No, it's not. That's the edge of Morrowind. Solstheim is way up there. So there's one over there, and then if you make a triangle between all of those, there would be another one in Cyrodiil. And so lore, according to lore, there's another Terminan Forge on the shore of Lake Arius in Cyrodiil. But obviously it's not accessible. And then there's an Ancient Enchanter in Winterhold. There's another one on Solstheim, and then there's another one in Cragwallow Slope in this area. So I'll show you those once I get to that. But we need to talk about the Terminan Forge. Another thing you can find, another person. You're not a thing, Althea. You're a human being, or well, elven being. You'll find her here, and you can recruit her. And she has a fairy letter, in case you've missed the one. She has a journal explaining her story. She has a forgotten broadsword, shield, all this stuff. Some stuff that you can grab. And there's a forgotten battle axe. Guaranteed forgotten battle axe. And that helps because it shows you what the Terminan Forge is all about. So I have a level 50 smithing skill, which means it'll show me all of this stuff. But if I wasn't carrying, say, this gold Skulltula chitin, then the gold Skulltula chitin doesn't show up. So the Terminan Forge is a little different from other forges. Oh, there it is. A normal forge, you go, and it's based on your perks. So since I don't have any perks, I can only make iron stuff. The Terminan Forge, it's based on skill. If you have a 50 smithing skill, then it shows you all these things that you can make. And if you have a different skill set, set AB 20. Oh, no, smithing 20. If you only have 20 smithing, then it only shows a few things. I have the Forgotten Battle Axe in my inventory, so it's showing me that I can improve it. If I drop the Forgotten Battle Axe, then it shows me that... It just shows me bonfire seeds. This is to show you that it's working. Otherwise, people would give me comments saying, I went to the Terminan Forge, there was nothing in it. Yeah, you need a certain skill level. So let's send it back to 50. So, that's how the Terminan Forge works. If you find an item, bring it to the Terminan Forge. Or bring it to the Ancient Enchanter, or the Alteration Table. Speaking of which... let's go to the Ancient Enchanter. So that note was telling us to go to Winterhold, the city swallowed by the sea, and the college there. So we're here, we're at the College of Winterhold, we're in the Midden. There are a couple ways to get to the Midden. One is you have to get into the college itself, and then find the Midden, which is... oh, jeez, there's things happening. I'm gonna go ahead and let her take care of that. Actually, hang on, what am I doing? There.
Guess it's all clear.
Oh, I hear more nonsense. Guten Tag, wie geht's? Okay, so the Midden, you can get to the Midden through the Hall of Countenance. There's also a trapdoor right in the main entryway of the college itself. So, like, as soon as you get into the college, there is a trapdoor nearby. But you do have to get into the college itself. There's also a cave that gets into the Midden Dark. It just kind of spews out at the bottom of Winterhold. But you can, with careful jumping, you can get in that way. But anyway, you get into the Midden, and here's the Atronach Forge. Really cool piece of scripting. I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty details of the Atronach Forge. That's not what the video is about. It's about this. It's just empty. So, I added the Ancient Enchanter and the Alteration Table. The Ancient Enchanter is just like the Terminan Forge. If you have the right items or the right skill level, you can do stuff. Right now, it's just telling you that Potent Light Essence is possible. But if I had other stuff, like Light Essence... If I had a sample of Light Essence in my inventory... then it will show me that I can make the White Ring, I can purify the Corrupted Master Sword, I can make the True Hover Boots, and then if I had a certain level in enchanting, for instance, if I had a good enchanting skill, then I can do even more. I can make the Fierce Deity Sword happen. What about Restoration? Does that do anything for me? Maybe. Yeah, that added a new option for Potent Light Essence. So, there's a few different things. If it's magic, then you can come to the Ancient Enchanter and check it out. Something else to keep in mind is this text is actual text. Like, some of it is cut off, so you can't really translate it. But I did do my best to make this translatable. It's not complete. Oh, jeez. That's unsettling. It's not complete in some places, but in the inner circle, it's complete. We have different types of writing, like Gerudo, Sheikah, we got some Ancient Hylian. We have a few Sheikah symbols right there. There's a few little hidden nuggets on the Ancient Enchanter's texture, which are pretty cool. So, you can take a look at that if as much as you want. Right next to it is an old chest. Inside the old chest is Forgotten Note 3, far north of the Arching City and the College of Musicians. That is hinting at the location of another relic north of Solitude. And then there's the old letter from the Midden. Sliver of knowledge, enemy lair has drifted. Hid themselves of a barrow. Lost Valley of the Akana. We doubt. So we got some hints there. And that's the Ancient Enchanter. There's also the Alteration Table, which has a note. Seems to be enchanted with alteration magic. I cannot seem to understand how to use it unless I have the object in possession. So this is telling us if you have a Forgotten Longsword, then you can change it. So let's give myself something that'll work. Fire Arrow would work. C31. Okay. So if you have the item in your inventory, you can change it. The idea of the Alteration Table is so that you can change items to make them more usable for your playstyle. Firebolt, for instance, can be turned into a Fire Arrow, and vice versa. This can be changed from a one-handed weapon to a two-handed weapon. You can change light armor to heavy armor. In some cases, like the Golden Gauntlets. Where's the Golden Gauntlets? The Golden Gauntlets, for instance, you can completely change them. So this one, you can see that you can change it to light armor, and it keeps the swing speed effect. Or you can get a soul gem and remove... Hey, you can remove that swing speed effect. So you can alter items. That's what the Alteration Table is all about. So that's the basics of those three. If you find something, take it to the Ancient Enchanter, take it to the Alteration Table, take it to the Terminan Forge, see what you can do with it. And if you suspect that you can do something with it and there's nothing happening, then increase skill, increase smithing, increase magic skills. That's basically it, but I'm going to show you where you can find more of these things, so feel free to stop the video now. I'm going to show you where you can find the Ancient Enchanter in Cragwallow Slope and on Solstheim. So let's go to Cragwallow Slope first. Cragwallow Slope 01. So the one in Cragwallow Slope, it's pretty much at the very end of the dungeon, and this character is level 1, so I'm going to... So, this is the very end of the dungeon. We've got some backwards walking bone dogs. Bark, bark, bark. So you see this whole, like, ruined fort kind of thing. The bone dogs are from Creation Club, by the way. And then over here, there's the roasting spit, and there's an all alchemy table, and there's the Ancient Enchanter. Fully functional, normal Ancient Enchanter, can't use it while in combat. Looks like he's about to sneeze. And then by the satchel, I mean in the satchel, you have the Cursed Ring. This is random. You might get a Dusk Relic, you might get something else. And you also have this, which I should change to Safe Container, because this is definitively not a chest. The Cursed Ring... It's an item. It exists. It does stuff. So that's one Ancient Enchanter. And then the other one... is on Solstheim by Fort Frostmoth. So let's go to Fort Frostmoth. Okay. So if you find yourself on Solstheim, you find yourself in Raven Rock, go east of Raven Rock. And, oh wow, Solstheim looks really nice today. We're going to go east of Fort Frostmoth. So there's Tel Mithrin, and there's a little markety duty on my map that we can see. Is that a Tektite, or is that a... What are you? Are you a Tektite? I am curious. Hello? Where'd he go? That is a Tektite. No, it's not. That's an Ash Hopper. What am I talking about? Tektite. I was looking for the eye. Okay, here's Palestone Camp. If you're on Solstheim, Palestone Camp is your best friend. It has a Terminan Forge. It has a normal workbench. It has everything you could possibly need. And then over here, excuse me, over here we have Ancient Enchanter and an Alteration Table. And a Forge Chest, which has Forgotten Note number 3. So, we're all good there. It can't use that in combat. But yeah, you might also encounter some colorful characters. This area is a lot more dangerous than Rorikstead. There's Ash Hoppers, there's Burnt Spriggans, there's Ash Spawn, there's Wizards. You'll encounter a lot of fun people. That's it. That's all the instances of these pieces that you could find. I may add another instance of the Alteration Table somewhere near the Rift at some point. Maybe. Who knows? We'll see. Other than that, those are the crafting tools. I see you, Ash Spawn. Don't hide from me. That's not an Ash Spawn, that's a Spriggan. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Thanks for joining me on this Relics of Hyrule video guide video. Stay tuned for the next one, and we'll see you next time.